ranking every LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean set ever made. When LEGO first partnered with Disney back in 2011, fans finally got something they'd been dreaming about for years: official LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean sets. Although the theme only lasted a single wave before disappearing, it produced some truly unforgettable models. From massive pirate ships to cursed caves and intense sword fights, LEGO managed to recreate some of the franchise's most iconic moments with surprising accuracy. Then, 6 years later, LEGO surprised everyone by releasing one final set based on Dead Men Tell No Tales: The Incredible Silent Mary. And most recently, in 2025, LEGO returned once again with the biggest and most detailed Pirates of the Caribbean model ever made: Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship. So today, we're ranking every retail LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean set from worst to best. Our rankings are based on display value, play features, minifigure selection, accuracy to the films, and how well each set has stood the test of time. Let's set sail. 11. The Captain's Cabin 4191. Starting our list is the Captain's Cabin. Now, putting this set last doesn't mean it's bad. In fact, it's a fun little build that displays the cabin of Blackbeard from the Queen Anne's Revenge. This set is from On Stranger Tides. The opening cabin is nicely detailed, with furniture, a globe, skeleton table, and a shelf with ships and bottles. Its biggest strength is definitely the minifigures. Jack Sparrow, the Zombie Gunner, and Quartermaster are all good. So why last place? Simply because compared to every other set in the theme, it feels more like a small expansion than a complete experience. It lacks the scale, playability, and display presence that the rest of the lineup offers. 10. Fountain of Youth 4192. Taking 10th place is Fountain of Youth. Based on Stranger Tides, this set recreates one of the film's most important locations. For such a small build, LEGO packed in plenty of details. The waterfall mechanism works nicely. The ancient ruins look surprisingly good. You also get a solid selection of minifigures including Jack Sparrow, Blackbeard, and Barbossa. Unfortunately, the set suffers from the same issue as many smaller location builds. Once you've played through the scene a few times, there just isn't a whole lot left to do. It looks decent on display, but compared to the larger ships and action sets, it struggles to compete. 9. Cannibal Escape 4182. At number 9, we have Cannibal Escape. This set recreates one of the funniest moments from Dead Man's Chest, where Jack Sparrow attempts to escape from the Pelagostos tribe while trapped inside a giant rolling bone cage. The highlight is obviously that cage. LEGO designed it to actually roll across the ground, recreating the movie scene perfectly. The tribal throne and small jungle section are decent additions, and the Cannibal Chief minifigure remains one of the most unique characters in the entire theme. The minifigures consist of Jack Sparrow with an exclusive face print of the tribe, Will Turner, and the two cannibals. But overall, it's simply a small playset without much display appeal.
8.
Isla de Muerta 4181. Just missing out on the top 7 is Isla de Muerta. This set recreates the legendary treasure cave from The Curse of the Black Pearl, the place where Barbossa and his crew transform into skeletons beneath the moonlight. And honestly, LEGO absolutely nailed the atmosphere. The cave entrance, treasure chest overflowing with gold, and cursed Aztec coins all capture the feeling of the movie incredibly well. The real star, however, is the transformation feature. With a simple rotating mechanism, Barbossa changes from his human form into his cursed skeleton version. Even today, it's still one of the cleverest play features LEGO has ever designed. The minifigures are what makes the set even more impressive. We get an exclusive Barbossa minifigure along with a skeleton version of him. We also get an exclusive Jack Sparrow as his second face print, represents his cursed form. And lastly, another exclusive figure, that being Elizabeth Swann. While the build itself is fairly small, it's packed with movie accuracy and remains one of the most nostalgic sets in the entire lineup. 7. The Mill 4183. Based on one of the most entertaining scenes from Dead Man's Chest, this set recreates the famous three-way sword fight between Jack Sparrow, Will Turner, and James Norrington as they battle over Davy Jones's heart. What makes this set so memorable is the enormous water wheel. Instead of simply building the location, LEGO engineered the wheel so it can actually rotate while the minifigures continue fighting across it, perfectly recreating the chaos from the movie. It's one of those play features that never gets old. The minifigure lineup is another highlight, giving us two exclusives, those being James Norrington and Hadras. We also get Jack Sparrow and Will Turner, who are not exclusive. The mill itself is also surprisingly detailed for its size, with a moving wheel that can be launched off its stand and a swinging bell in the clock tower. Also, the small interior that adds to the overall display. While it doesn't have the same presence as the larger ships later on in this ranking, it's one of the most creative playsets LEGO produced for the theme. 6. London Escape 4193. Taking sixth place is London Escape. Inspired by the opening act of On Stranger Tides, this set captures Jack Sparrow's frantic escape through the streets of London after being arrested by King George's soldiers. There's a surprising amount packed into this relatively small build. The horse-drawn carriages looks fantastic, and the main building cleverly designed with the ability to expand and move the walls. The play features are also excellent, with breakaway walls, the ability to drop coal onto the ground, and plenty of room for chase sequences. Then there's the minifigure selection. Jack Sparrow, Joshua Gibbs, the Coachman, an officer, and a King's Guard make this one of the stronger character lineups in any medium-sized set from the theme. It balances display and play incredibly well, making it one of the hidden gems of the entire collection. 5. Whitecap Bay 4194. Breaking into the top 5 is Whitecap Bay. Based on Stranger Tides, this set recreates the eerie nighttime attack by the deadly mermaids. Unlike most LEGO sets in this theme, Whitecap Bay isn't focused on a ship or a building. Instead, it creates an entire environment. The rocky shoreline, old lighthouse ruins, wooden dock, and rowboat combine to create one of the most atmospheric displays in the series. But the biggest reason collectors love this set is the minifigures. The beautifully designed mermaids remain completely unique to this release and are among the most desirable characters LEGO produced for Pirates of the Caribbean. Alongside them, you also get Philip, Scrum, and the Zombie Gunner, giving the set an outstanding lineup. It's a beautiful display piece that feels completely different from everything else in the theme, and that's exactly why it earns a spot in our top 5. Or Silent Mary 71042. Just missing out on the podium is the incredible Silent Mary. Released in 2017 alongside Dead Men Tell No Tales, this was the only Pirates of the Caribbean set LEGO produced after the original 2011 wave, and they certainly made it count. Rather than building a traditional pirate ship, LEGO recreated the Silent Mary as the terrifying ghost ship seen in the film, complete with its shattered hull and massive open bow that resembles the jaws of a sea monster. Even nearly a decade later, it's still one of the most unique ship designs LEGO has ever released. The exposed ribs of the hull, broken decks, and haunting color palette make it unlike anything else in LEGO's catalog. The minifigure selection is just as impressive. You get Captain Jack Sparrow, Henry Turner, Karina Smythe, Captain Salazar, Lieutenant Lazaro, and Officer Magda, allowing fans to recreate many of the movie's biggest moments. The only reason it doesn't crack the top 3 is that, while it's an incredible display model, the unusual open hull design sacrifices some interior detail and playability compared to the more traditional pirate ships. Even so, it's one of the boldest and most ambitious LEGO pirate sets ever made. 3. The Black Pearl 4184. Taking third place is none other than the Black Pearl. For many fans, this is the LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean set. When it launched in 2011, it was the flagship of the entire theme and instantly became one of LEGO's most sought-after pirate ships. The design perfectly captures the iconic vessel from Pirates trilogy. The all-black hull, dark sails, and sleek silhouette give it an unmistakable presence that still looks fantastic over a decade later. Inside, there's plenty to explore. The ship features a detailed captain's cabin, working cannons, removable sections for easier play, and enough deck space to recreate epic sword fights. Then there are the minifigures. Jack Sparrow, Will Turner, Joshua Gibbs, and exclusive to the set Davy Jones, Macus, and Bootstrap Bill make this one of, if not the best lineups in the entire theme. Its only real drawback is its age. Compared to newer LEGO ships, some of the building techniques are fairly simple, and the interior isn't as detailed as collectors might expect today. Even so, it's an iconic set that laid the foundation for everything that followed. 2. Queen Anne's Revenge, 4195. Just missing out on the top spot is Queen Anne's Revenge. Based on Blackbeard's fearsome flagship from On Stranger Tides, this set is, in my opinion, the best ship from the original 2011 wave. Right away, the color scheme sets it apart. The black and dark brown design gives the ship a far more intimidating appearance than most LEGO pirate vessels, perfectly matching Blackbeard's reputation in the films. The build itself is outstanding. It features working cannons, adjustable rigging, opening sections, a beautifully detailed captain's cabin, and plenty of room for large-scale battles across the deck. It's also packed with play features that make it just as enjoyable to interact with today as it was when it first released. The minifigure lineup is another huge strength. You get Jack Sparrow, Blackbeard, Angelica, Joshami Gibbs, and Blackbeard's zombie crew, making every battle feel authentic to the film. For mini collectors, this is the ultimate pirate ship from LEGO's original Pirates of the Caribbean theme. It balances display, playability, and movie accuracy almost perfectly. But there was one set that managed to go even further. One Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship, 10365. Taking the #1 spot is Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship. More than a decade after the original theme ended, LEGO returned with what is easily the most ambitious Pirates of the Caribbean set ever released. Designed as part of the LEGO Icons range, this isn't simply a remake of the Black Pearl, it's a complete reimagining. With over 2,800 pieces, the ship is significantly larger than any previous Pirates of the Caribbean model and uses modern building techniques to achieve an incredible level of detail. Every angle of the ship looks impressive. The curved hull is beautifully shaped, the layered deck feels alive with detail, the captain's cabin is richly furnished, and the fabric sails give the model an authentic appearance that instantly stands out on display. Unlike many large display sets, LEGO also managed to include plenty of functionality. Hidden compartments, detailed interiors, and cleverly integrated play features reward anyone who takes the time to explore the build. Then there are the minifigures. Jack Sparrow, Will Turner, Elizabeth Swann, Captain Barbossa, Joshua Gibbs, and Namaria, Cotton, and Marty all return in beautifully updated designs, creating the strongest character lineup the theme has ever seen. What really makes this set special is that it feels like a celebration of the entire Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. It combines everything LEGO learned over the past decade with one of Disney's most beloved adventures. Whether you're a lifelong fan or someone discovering the theme for the first time, this is the definitive LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean experience. And that's why it takes the #1 spot. And there you have it. That concludes my list of ranking every Pirates of the Caribbean set from worst to best. With the success of the latest release, maybe we'll one day see more ships, more iconic locations, and perhaps even Davy Jones's legendary Flying Dutchman finally become a reality. But now it's your turn. Do you agree with this ranking? Would you put the Black Pearl above Queen Anne's Revenge? Does the Silent Mary deserve a podium finish? Or is there another set you think should be higher? Let me know your full ranking down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more LEGO rankings, reviews, and collection showcases, and I'll see you all in the next one.